Welcome to Tbilisi, the capital and largest city of Georgia. Lying on the banks of the Kura River with a population of roughly 1.5 million inhabitants, Tbilisi's varied history is reflected in its architecture, which is a mix of medieval, classical, Middle Eastern, Art Nouveau, Stalinist and modernist structures. For the next 3 days, this city plays host to the Tbilisi Grand-Prix. Today's final block features all the medal matches in 5 weight categories. On this opening day of competition, and we're going to begin with the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 48 kilo category. That features Melanie Clement of France. She's up against Maria Sidero of Portugal. And it's a very warm welcome to former world champion Loretta Cusack-Doyle. Good afternoon, Loretta.
Good afternoon, Sheldon. And yes, a very exciting afternoon it will be, watching some superb final block medal matches. And like you say, we're starting with Clement from France in the white and Sidro of Portugal in the blue.
And Sharon Landstreet of the United States of America, in her debut Grand Prix, debut IJF Grand Prix, is refereeing this one. That's a nice treat for her.
Well, Clement, 24 years of age and ranked 21 in the world ranking. Took a silver medal in Dusseldorf, so she'll be looking to take this bronze medal here again today.
Sidero had that little shy hug from her coach just before she stepped on the mat, almost schoolgirlish in her shyness. And she caught someone earlier on with that little Marote Sianagi.
Fantastic Marote Sianagi that she has.
Lost contact with the second hand there. She just had the one hand. That's why that failed. I can't remember who it was that she threw early on with that. It was a tight contest. It was going for quite a long time. She came up with that technique right at the end.
Well, Sidero, she's 20 years of age and she's already got 4 European Cup medals under her belt. So
it's not a bad little effort.
For 20 years of age, these youngsters are doing extremely well and getting amongst the medals. And we've noticed that throughout the sort of world for the Grand Prix and the Grand Slams. It's going to be a very tough road to Tokyo, and some wonderful judo on the way.
Clement picked up a penalty for passivity, just not up to the tempo at the moment. Shido against the French fighter.
There's a real difference of pace here. You've got Clement that wants to be very slow and more precise with her grips and take her time. And you've got Sidero here is erratic, and she's running on a nervous energy, I feel, out here at this moment. Apprehensive, a little bit nervous, not as experienced. And you can tell this in the pace that she's actually moving right now at this moment. 2.5 minutes in the contest left. Say Clement with Shido.
Yeah, Sidero looking for her first ever IJF medal. So it could be right there, but bit of nerves.
Well, it just seems to be sort of a bit erratic out there at the moment for her, which is not helping Clement, because she just wants to settle in and she wants to start feeling the judo, and she's not really getting an opportunity to set up anything at this moment.
The other thing that's not helping Sidero is that she's picked up Clement, is that she's picked up 2 penalties.
Yes, and she's really got to calm this down now. She's either got to step up and go with that pace until she's getting a bit of a settling period, or gets the score, which will build her confidence. But at this moment, she's getting frustrated, and that's now starting to show in her judo, and obviously she's putting the pressure on herself even more with 2 Shidos.
Lucy Ducasse, the French coach, putting a bit of pressure on as well, asking, what do you think is happening?
Yeah,
what's going on?
She's a bit worried there, isn't she?
Be a little.
So she should be. One more would result in a Hansokumaki.
Well, there's going to be time for her to settle down now, which is exactly what Loretta was saying. Take a bit of time, just settle down, and that bump to Sidero's lip means that Sidero's going to have a little bit of treatment whilst they just, dab away at it and dry up whatever cut may be there. It gives Clement a chance to settle down and think about it, get a few words of advice from Lucy Ducos.
This is just a typical example of someone that is working on nervous energy and is playing the pace so fast that it's just frustrating for Clement, that just wants to just get a grip. She's not actually getting her grip. She's having to chase. She doesn't really want to play that fast game because it is erratic and that there isn't any setup to it. Now, if both of them were doing it, I wouldn't have thought that Clement would have had actually 2 Shidos at this moment, because it would have been more of a feel towards breaking balance and setting up the major attack.
Well, we're back underway with a little under 2 minutes left to go. A busy, active little fighter, Sidero, and that has...
Well, she's doing well with the grips against an experienced fighter. She's taken it. She obviously knows what's frustrating and what's going to stop Clement, and that is keeping the sleeves and attacking. Just be first all the time. This is the tactic for the Portuguese. Attack, 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 grip, and hit with anything. Now, Clement is really now starting to break that down. She needs to break it down. She needs to slow it down. And she needs to now start coming back into it. This contest has got to be hers for the next 2 minutes.
Sidero just picked up a penalty, head dropped, and when she went in for that little attack there, it was too weak, and she picked up a penalty for a false attack.
There was a Tominagi there attempt, and it was a good one. She came in deep enough. As you can see, Sidero, she's just running away.
Stepped onto that.
She did the Kosota, stepped right onto the Uchimata.
It was that she just lifted her leg, said, there you go.
Yeah.
You know. That's just
as
inexperience, isn't it?
Yeah.
An error that
you
just...
can see just in her face, there was a lot of frustration and worry in that last match there for her.
And yet, when she looks at the highlights reel, she'll see herself throwing Sidero beautifully with Uchimata, and she'll forget about what went before.
Yes. It all turned out right on the night, as they would say. So, Melanie Clement it is who overcomes Maria Sidero. A little bit of inexperience there. We move from 7th place, a 7th place finish for Sidero, to 5th here. So she's moving up. Well, it's all experience for her. She's young and she's going to gain a lot from this. As you can see, the Kosota overstretched herself, left her a balance in the wrong direction.
Yeah, wrong direction. Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Clement just capitalised.
Didn't have to defend it at all. Look, there was absolutely no need to defend it.
There was no drive on that back leg. She put it in, and it was more of a panic. She just dropped that one in because she felt that she was under pressure.
Well, we've got the second of the bronze medal matches coming up now. Maria Perziskaya of Russia faces Tatiana Cesar of Guinea-Bissau. It's Perziskaya in the white judogi, Cesar in blue.
Well, here the 2 young ladies. Cesar on paper is the stronger. She was the number 1 seed in this weight category, and should be Hirotaki Okada. I didn't realise he was here.
Out in the middle, yeah.
Yes.
Okada Sensei doubling up as an international referee. A life spent in judo and on the tatami.
Well, Cesar in Baku got 5th place, and she's been 5 times African champion, so there's a lot of experience, but she also got a silver medal in Tbilisi last year. So she'll obviously disappoint. She's in the bronze medal contest, but still consistency, and that's the most important thing that puts her up with the top seeds.
Yeah, she may yet end up on the podium again. As Loretta just pointed out, it won't be on one of the top spots. The best she can do here is a bronze medal.
Persiskia, there's 27th on the world ranking, 25 years of age, got a 7th place in Tbilisi last year, and 2 Grand Prix medals under her belt. Well, what we've been saying with Cesar is that for someone who's so tall in this weight category, doesn't seem to today use the advantage that she has of these long limbs and the style of judo that would suit and benefit her from having such long reach with her opponents, especially when majority of them are actually quite tall, smaller than her herself.
Well, she gave Koyama a little look, you know, the awkward situation, and she used her experience to cause the shorter Koyama, but Koyama managed to work her out in the end.
Yes.
Just delayed her for a
more
while.
Towards a battle of grips, and when you see she, even her posture at this moment is bent over, you would think that she'd come in quite strong and powerful and throw and she is very, very strong. You can tell that when she does grip up, she's able to control quite nicely.
It's always been her style. You know, that's the way she's gone about things.
And Ozari now for Russia.
Yeah, real problems now for Cesar to come back from that.
She just walked on top of that.
Well, it's all down to Cesar to do the attacking here.
Well, she's got that left hand again high on that shoulder, trying to draw. Well, she doesn't really need to draw her opponent down lower than what she already is, because I think that's just restricting her. But I think that reaction of drawing the head down and releasing, allowing her opponent's head to come up, which then she can then engage with those long legs. But just doesn't seem to be working at all for her today. That sort of style of judo. She's making a lot of, she has done throughout the day, a lot of hard work for herself.
Minute and a half left to go. Petitskaya having scored about 15-20 seconds ago. Beginning to look more comfortable. Just needs to avoid getting tied up in the grip battle.
Well, again, Cesar's got that left hand around the back. It controls quite nicely. Other hand's on the lapel, drawing her opponent in. But she's drawing her opponent's head down, which means the back end and her feet are further away, which means that she can't really engage with the Ouchigari or the Uchimata as well as she would like to.
Needs
and
to
that's
stand
her
her
favourite
up.
technique. She needs to allow her to stand up. What she's doing is drawing her down and keeping her down.
Inside the last minute now as Cesar goes left-sided. Just threatens for a moment.
Well, there was a little hook to the Sora and Ouchigari, but then she broke the balance off to the side.
Petitskaya picked up a second penalty there just before she attacked left-sided.
35 seconds left. She's got to be very careful because one more would result in a hand sokimaki.
Well, this suits her perfectly now.
Yes. So this is going to be an ideal situation for her. The clock will tick away. Tactically, this is where she needs to be. And looking very busy.
There were 42 seconds available when they went to ground. They're 15 now.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely ideal for the Russian.
Cesar there looking. Well, that was an interesting match, and a little bit disappointing for Cesar. I thought that we would have a little bit more from her. I feel that she has to now start looking at her performance and see where she can enhance that. And really, I think her major problem is the height. She starts standing up a little bit much more upright.
The posture is poor. Yeah.
Use the strength of pulling her opponent down, but also allowing them to come up, and then she can then entrap them with the uchimatas and the kosotas, because she can then engage with them. At this moment, she's too far away, and that fell quite nicely for the Russian, who took full advantage of that position.
Well, it certainly hasn't been Cesar's day today. She started out as the number 1 seed, ended up missing out entirely on the podium. Right, we come now to the final of the under 48 kilo category. Stephanie Koyama of Brazil faces Marina Czerniak of Ukraine. It'll be Koyama in the white, Judogi Czerniak in blue, and here is Loretta Cusack-Doyle.
Well, Koyama has obviously got to be, based on performance today, Koyama is one of the favourites for me to take in this title. Outstanding performance and such maturity in her fight throughout the day.
On almost every occasion, it's a case of Koyama, her growing and emerging talent being pitted against the experience of those who she comes up against, and that is the case here against Marina Czerniak.
Well, she just seems, from Baku, again, it's that she's oozing with confidence, and that's starting to show now and on the mats here in these competitions. But Czerniak, took her 5th place in Baku, in Dusseldorf 7th, and Masters in 3, and last year in the Tbilisi, so a bronze medal, both, and a gold medal in 2015. So she's no stranger to being in the final here at Tbilisi. So this will be a nice place for her, some good memories. And so we'll just see how the performance is on this match now. Czerniak, 29 years of age. Slightly, well, she made a massive mistake there. Sutemi Waza got herself into a very tricky situation, and
lucky to escape.
Lucky to get out of that.
Koyama in Newaza is very, very strong.
Well, she's very confident down there, isn't she? One of these that's very proactive in the ground, doesn't think of any time of trying to back out. Most of her opponents tend to be the ones that are worried at the end of a sleeve, and if they go into groundwork, tend to run away from it.
Well, Czerniak, like all of Koyama's opponents, not afraid to give it a go on the ground, and yet most of them have ended up losing there.
Yes.
I hope Czerniak's been watching.
Well, I'm quite sure she's been watching. She's a very experienced fighter, so she'll have done her homework here for this final. Gold medal 2 years ago here in Tbilisi, and bronze medal last year.
Same position now.
Koyama again on the attack, working her magic down there in the groundwork. You can see she's first of all concentrating on the
opening up the top, yeah.
Opening it up there, looking, as you can see, but
yeah.
a poor choice there,
Yeah.
going for the arm lock, because the leg was caught up and there was no way she could
couldn't
have
get the
actually
leverage, yeah.
leverage of that.
Yeah.
Cherniak there looking for Sutemiwaza. Again, finding herself in a very difficult situation. Koyama doesn't seem to learn from the previous lessons that she was so lucky to get out of. Koyama there piling a lot of pressure on the ground. Cherniak hooking in for the Ochi Uchimata combination there. Koyama then controlling her opponent's right sleeve there, keeping that sleeve down and using it, taking it across with her for the Cianagis. Koyama knows that that's the major threat, is that right arm that goes over deep onto the back.
Well, we're inside the last minute. The threat from Koyama has come from Nevaza, and she's threatening here again, and I think that's also another mistake there.
Exactly.
Why do you work on the top half there?
There's actual 4 mistakes been made there, and 4 from both of them, really.
There's the last chance then before we go into golden score. Just the foot left in there, that's all. Got the right hand from Cherniak just trapping that leg. That looks pretty strong as well.
Yes, very, very powerful down there in the ground.
Yeah, we were talking about experience, weren't we? Against,
yes,
youthful, talent and growing talent. And really, that's how it's been. Almost came off the other side. And now there's a chance on the top if you can.
And there again, that leg gets caught up.
Oh, they've given a score for that falling off. That was generous. Because she really was just falling off there.
She went over the back. She overturned as she came in for the Marotti Cianagi. She just fell off on the wrong side, but still she executed the technique, and just the landing was different to what would normally be.
So Koyama gets back-to-back IJF wins, a Grand Slam in Baku and now a Grand Prix in Tbilisi. Maybe she likes the region, comes down here and wins a few.
Well, that will bump her up on the world ranking list as well.
Yeah, definitely. She won't be struggling for a seeding place next time out. Well, depending on where she goes, will depend on how highly seeded she's going to be. But Koyama, 2 for 2 now. That's good stuff.
Well, that's very impressive from this very young lady. Just out, still in the juniors, still at junior level.
I think she's going to be.
I think she's going to be a wee star.
Yeah.
Really
I think the first. Yes. Well, there was continuation there to finish that technique off. Yeah.
Through. It was just a different direction she moved.
The first people that are going to have problems with Koyama are going to be the fighters she comes up with. That's obvious. She's on the mat. She's going to cause people problems. Oddly enough, the next group of people that are going to have problems with her are her teammates in Brazil.
Definitely.
Because she's going to take that place.
But what a good position to be in for a country, to have that much depth and places to be battled for a place at the Olympic Games.
Right, speaking of Brazilians, there's another one about to take to the mat. Felipe Pelim, in the under 60 kilo category, faces Mukredin Tilolov of Uzbekistan. It's the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 60 kilo category. This morning's seed, where was Tilolov? Seeded number 2.
Yes.
He ends up in the bronze medal contest. Jean-Jacques Ruska of France is the referee in the middle for this one, and here is Loretta.
Well, both of these are very evenly matched, same grades, very close to the amounts of wins that they've had and matches that they've fought. So this is going to be a very interesting but close match, I believe. Pelim, for me, has been outstanding, his performance. He's had some tough matches. As you see him in the picture there, looks very determined. Tilovo, Uzbekistan. They're in the blue gi. Straight in, Pelim with the Tominagi. Very positive start in this bronze medal final. Well, as you would expect, very, very close. Good start for Pelim with the Tominagi. Engaging first. Well, his body language, everything about what he's doing right now is very positive and engaging. Really up for this contest. Tilovo just looking a little bit apprehensive. He's not as forceful in this match. Seems to be backing out quite a bit. Holding the sleeves looks very negative at this moment. Really doesn't seem to be wanting to engage too close to his opponent. Here we have, again, once more, one small attack, but then the rest backing out. Pelim again with another drop Sianagi. Up on attacks.
He didn't panic earlier on, did he, Pelim?
No.
You know, he was off the pace a little bit. I think he fell behind in one of the contests, and he's still there. Almost missed with that Uchimata, didn't he?
Yeah, almost missed. And this is where he's got to be careful. Is just doing enough and not just overdoing it to the point that if it goes to golden score, they've done so much work. They've doubled the workload and put double the energy that they've spent in the first 4 minutes. That when it comes to that golden score, they've got nothing else to give. And we've seen a couple of matches like that today. Now, Uzbekistan, you can see he's got a very strong. He's now starting to wake up a little bit. He's starting to come alive here. The grips are becoming much stronger. As you can see now, he's coming over that arm. He's breaking the grip, and he's throwing that right arm over the top and hooking him with the Uchimata. 2 attempts there he's made.
A couple of the seeds have been a bit off today, and Tilolov is guilty of that. Hasn't been really at his best. Well, he's in there with a chance of a medal here. There's a little over a minute left to go. Just a single Shido against him.
There's also what he's got to be careful here. The Uzbekistan, he's actually holding his lapel, and it's a block, and they've got to be careful he doesn't get caught with that. He's going to pick up a Shido. It's a couple of times now we've seen that, whether it's a habit or whether it's a deliberate action that he's taken.
Now Pelim picks up a penalty.
So into the last minute now of this contest. It's been very tight. Pelim, I think, has done a lot more of the attacks. He started off very positive right from the beginning, and he's taken control of this contest right from the start. And he still consistently is doing that. He's doing that now. There was just that flurry of movement for about half a minute where Tilov just started to wake up a little bit, but he's gone back down to sort of slow mode. Comes through here with the Marotti Siotoshi. It looks like a bit of a mess there on his lip. He's obviously had a few wars on his journey here to this bronze medal final.
Just trying to think who it was that he had that clash with. Maybe Yashuev, Islam Yashuev, in the quarter-final.
Well, we're in the golden score now. Shido apiece. Well, the Tilov is really now changing the pace. He's gone up into third gear now. And this was the worry that I had for the Brazilian. He'd put so much work in for the first 3 minutes of this contest. And now is starting
it could go against him, yeah.
He's starting to go tired now.
He's had the nicer looking attacks as Pellim.
Yes, he's flowed a lot better in this contest, but he has done so much work, and my fear is that he maybe hasn't got anything left to be explosive enough to impress the referee or to still engage in this contest. As you can see, there's a real change of pace here for Tilov. And he's got to really start fighting back now.
Just trying to work out, Pellim, is which of the two directions, really there are only two that you can think about, and he hasn't yet decided which is best. That's why he's got that one hand on, and then the minute he puts the second hand on, off he goes, either attacking to the rear or taking his opponent to the front. But he's in two minds, and it takes him a long time to decide. Just feel as though he might end up getting that second penalty if he's not careful.
Pellim there throws that left hand, very poor attack, and puts himself in such an awkward position there in the Niwaza. Well, it is a real battle of grips here, and not so much as a setup for an attack, but just throwing caution to the wind here all the time. They're just throwing in everything and anything. Looking a little bit scrappy from both sides. Lovely Tomonagi there, Yoko Tomonagi.
Yep, and he just brings him down onto his side.
Just did enough, he controlled it enough.
And as I was saying, once he gets the hand on, he goes.
Yes.
He tried the Tomonagi before, it didn't come off, it looked quite weak. But he went back to it, and eventually he came up with that score. Well, if you can lip read Uzbek, you'll know what Tilovov thought of all of that. That single word said it all. So, Felipe Pellim follows on from, we've had two Brazilian wins back to back.
That's it. Strong team.
Koyama took the under 48 kilo category, and now Pellim takes the first of the bronze medals in the under 60 kilo category. We've got another bronze medal contest coming up immediately after we've seen a few of the highlights from this one.
Controlled it very nicely.
Fight as he wanted to get off it. He couldn't, could he? He doesn't want to get anywhere near his side, but he just can't get off it. And Pellim's doing everything that he can to bring him down there and just keep him on his side. Him using his foot to try and push him over.
Well, I'm delighted he won, because right from the beginning he came out attacking. He was very positive. He actually controlled this whole match. My fear was that he was just going to burn out before it got to the golden score. It was always going to be a very tough match.
The second of the bronze medal contests features Islam Yashuev of Russia, and he's up against his teammate, Albert Ogazov. Now, I'm surprised that Ogazov is coming out because he's got rib injury.
Oh, right.
I saw him with the heavy strapping on his ribs. He's decided to give it a go. Vladimir Nutsubidze is in control of this one. Here's Loretta.
Well, we know that he's a big thrower, so maybe he's hoping Ogazov is hoping to come out with that big Kosota we've seen a couple of times that he scored Ippon with. All you need is a lucky shot like that, don't you, right at the beginning. And he's capable of throwing big, so...
Yeah, well, I'm surprised about Ogazov. Not quite sore at the end of his last contest. But maybe during the break, it hasn't been a long break, but maybe during the break he's had some treatment and they've decided why not give it a go. And maybe Yashuev, his teammate, has said, look, I promise I won't attack you with Tomoe-nage. And the first thing that Ogazov does is attack Yashuev with Tomoe-nage. Well, you might not attack me with it, but I'm going to give it a go on you. And he attacks him with Tomoe-nage to get things going.
Better attempt there.
Just with the one hand, though, yeah. Looking reasonably friendly at the moment. This contest, it hasn't yet kicked off. Because there are times when the last thing that you get with a teammate is a friendly contest. There are those. And sometimes it does kick off. Oh, nice little effort there. Well, the thought was there from Yashuev, but Ogazov felt it and blocked that before it developed.
Yashuev ranked 54 in the world ranking, and Ogazov 27. Both very similar in age. There's only a year between them. Very little. Doesn't seem to be too bad as far as the injury is concerned. He's not as lively as what he was in the earlier rounds.
And I think a little of that could be that Yashuev knows him. You know, so it kind of slowed him down a little bit. Well, these are the number 3 and 4 in Russia. Ogazov is Russia's number 3 and Yashuev is number 4. Mudranov, the current Olympic champion at under 60 kilos, Beslan Mudranov, is the number 1. The number 2 is Robert Shvirobadze. And you've got Ogazov and Yashuev. So they've got a nice group of 60 kilo fighters there. And then coming up behind them is Sakhavat Gadzhiev. That's my pick for the future as far as the under 60 kilo category is concerned, if he can hold that weight, because he's quite young and he's growing. So I think he's from Ekaterinburg. Can't get the
Ogazov there
head trapped,
trying to get that arm out. Just couldn't trap the head,
which will give him the control, and then he comes up with the turn.
Yeah, nice rotation.
Yeah, exactly. 2 penalties picked up by Ogazov, and Yashuev just the 1. There's zero indication here of something that we had suspected a few years ago, that prior to coming out, a handshake was done, and they said, well, you know, you take it, pal. And not here. No. The reactions of the 2 fighters, you can see, with surprise at various attacks, blocks by various attacks, and a reasonable effort here from both fighters means that is, you know, a thing of the past. And it was a genuine concern.
Really?
Yeah, you get 2 fighters from the same country, one needs some points, the other doesn't, and all of a sudden the one who needs the points gets them. You know, there was that concern. And I think it was voiced very, very strongly by, you know, the powers that be, that if we get any hint of that, you know, we'll take some action. But then disappeared, and now we've got a contest where, as I said, I'm surprised that one of them has come out battling because he's got a rib injury. And both fighters, yeah. And
his body language
it says, yeah, you know, what's going on here? So he was genuinely interested in the result of that contest.
Yes.
Whereas had it been, you know, pre-arranged thing, he would have bowed, shake hands, and off they go. There were so many things in that contest that, for me, are positive. Because, you know, in other sports, you know, there are all kinds of shenanigans that go on. So the last thing that we want to do is to see anything in judo that even hints at that kind of stuff, because we don't have the betting business.
No,
it's not a money sport, so we can avoid that. We are reasonably, you know, happy with the situation with regard to doping. We're pretty much in control of that, because we have such regular and stringent testing. So the only thing that we've got to be careful of is where you get this pre-arrangement when you've got fighters from the same country, and that to me
manipulate the world ranking.
Exactly, and that to me
definitely
was the end of it.
Yeah,
good one.
Definitely, they both came out to win that.
Yeah.
And it was actually very engaging, the match from both sides.
There's some tactics and technical.
A lot of the time you get two athletes from the same country, the fight's normally a bit stalemate. You know each other so well, and it doesn't seem to be that exciting. But that one, there was a lot of work.
We got the final of the under 60 kilo category now. It's a head-to-head between the two Georgian fighters. Amiran Papinashvili faces Rukhumi Chukvimiani. It's Papinashvili in the white judogi, Chukvimiani in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Turbat Etgensetsik of Mongolia. Here is Loretta.
Well, Papinashvili has got to be the strong favourite here, the more experienced of them, world ranked number 5. And will know his opponent very, very well. So for me, but you never know. They know each other so well that it's interesting, and we'll just see how they go. There's a lot of crowd. There's a big crowd here supporting them all the way. So at least the atmosphere will be great, and they'll be taking a gold and a silver and keeping it here in Georgia. Chekmanini there with both sleeves.
I think he got caught earlier on, you know, with that.
Yes. Someone
threw him with Soditsuri Komigoshi, and he had to come back from behind to win.
Chekmanini there's just holding those sleeves down. He's looking very negative at the moment. He's got to be very careful. He'll pick up a Shido if he's not. And I think this is where we're going to see it right now. Yep, there's the first Shido. You're going to take those sleeve grips, you've got to be using it, and it was other than using it to keep the shoulders down and the hands closer to the ground. I have
a wry giggle there, because Chukvimiani, when he attempted to grab the collar of Papinashvili, missed and caught Papinashvili on the chin. Had that been anybody else, I'm sure Papinashvili would have taken a break, walked away, and everything. He just shook his head and carried on. He wasn't going to show him anything. Single Shido against Chukvimiani. A rather hushed audience here. No split between who they want.
Chukvimiani, when he did the Tomonagi, it looked as if there was a bit of a support there. There was a few screams in the crowd. Right. Obviously, it was mum, dad, and sisters and girlfriends and all sorts there, giving him that little bit of lift that he needed. But there's a few out there.
I like the fact that you think that Chukvimiani may have girlfriends in the venue. What a boy. Oh, almost down on that side. Well, Papinashvili looks shocked.
Papinashvili's not a happy man.
Uchimata, he continues to drive, he pulls the sleeves and he brings him down.
It's a continuation.
Yeah.
Now Papanashvili is there. The frustration for him is that he's constantly taking his sleeves, and it's driving him up the wall at the moment. He's looking very frustrated.
Yeah, I think the referee saw it once, made a decision, gave the score.
I think it was a great call.
Yeah.
I think they did well. She did really well in calling that. It was a continuation. It was from the sleeves. No, it wasn't sort of textbook style, but it wasn't the most stylish attacks that you would see, but it worked.
And Papanashvili was the fighter who was looking up saying, "Are you sure?" Minute and a half left to go. This will open things up now, Loretta, I think.
Well, Papanashvili is going to now change the pace here. He's got to. He's got a minute and a half in this contest left.
We were talking about Koyama in the under 48 kilo category in her final, having to deal with the home threat and knocking out, the home opponents. Chukvimiani is the number 2 in Georgia to Papanashvili. He's got to sort him out here at home.
Yeah.
He's doing it now.
And he's doing a very good job at this moment with the Wazari up and just under a minute left. But Chukvimiani there is just trying to, as you can see, the body language. He's skipping around like a boxer.
Boxer using the whole ring.
Yeah, so trying to look busy but not engage.
Well, Papanashvili can't afford to use this like a training session, which is probably where he normally comes up against Chukvimiani.
Oh,
almost a slip there into the Osaikomi.
Yeah, a little bit of a mishap there. Almost cost him. Do you know what? This looks like it's going to go all horribly wrong for Papanashvili. He's really got to step it up a gear now. He hasn't got enough time.
And he gets caught again.
He gets the counter.
Yeah.
And fantastic. That's another Wazari.
Papanashvili has another look at the referee. She can't help you, pal. She's already done her job.
There's only one way he can go now, and that's Ippon. So he's really got to pull it out now.
Chukvimiani's going to run for the mountains here. And he's decided that that's it. He's not even going to try to grab hold of him. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Chukvimiani there has got the fan club out.
You spotted that one. 2 scores for Chukvimiani, and we're talking about the ones on the tatami there.
Yeah. It's going to be a very happy boy tonight.
Well. That is a turn up for the book. The number 1 seed downed.
Number 1 seed down, and obviously the number 2 as well. Number 1 and 2 seed didn't take a medal today.
Yeah. Chukvimiani. We'll see him on the highlights reel. So we've had 2 finals, and on both occasions the number 1 seed has been turned over.
Yes.
Not in the final, but they've both been turned over. Cesar didn't make it to the final. She actually missed out on a medal completely. But Koyama upset Cherniak in the final. She was the number 2 seed.
Number 2, yes.
And Chukvimiani upset Papanashvili. He was the number 1. At least Papanashvili made it to the final. Poor old Cesar.
Koyama, number 1, beat both number 1 and number
2. Yeah.
Seed. So that was a very good result for her.
What a girl. What a girl.
Want to be watching in the future.
Well, she'll be climbing the world ranking list for sure.
Oh, definitely.
With a Grand Prix gold medal.
Started off so well, hasn't she?
More points. I guess it's the Asian Championships for Koyama next. And speaking of Koyama, we're going to see Koyama take to the top spot in a moment, because we've got the awarding ceremony for women in the under 48 kilo category. Bronze medals being presented by IGF Head Sport Director Vladimir Barter. They go to Melanie Clement of France And just before that to Maria Plesetskaya of Russia. Silver medal goes to the number 2 seed, Marina Cherniak of Ukraine. But the gold medal goes to Stephanie Arisa Koyama of Brazil. And she does look a lot like Tonaki Funa, especially from a distance. The whole body shape, height, everything, just the way she ties her hair up as well. It looks like Tonaki Funa. And I wonder at what stage that head-to-head is going to come up. Tonaki Funa and Stephanie Koyama. That would be a nice little battle.
It'll be very interesting.
I don't think that she's fought a Japanese as yet in competition. "21 years old. Nope, she has not. There's no head-to-head. Well, she had that run out at the European Open in Prague where she lost to the eventual gold medalist Dario Biladid, a terrific fighter. And then a clean sweep of the Grand Slam, and here the Grand Prix. And now the national anthem of Brazil. Now, before we get too carried away with Stephanie Koyama, who we've been talking about, she defeated Cherniak in Baku, and she defeated Cesar in Baku. She's done them again today, and she's beaten Melanie Clement, Melissa Nikolic, Kimberly Renix, and Aisha Gabanli. Now, none of those who she's beaten am I going to put up there as absolute world beaters.
No.
So we have to just temper this a little bit, you know, because the one loss that she has had is someone who I believe is going to be a world beater,
yes.
and that's Dario Biladid, and that's the one that she lost to. So it's well worth having a look at there, because all of the experienced people and people who've been around for a while and everything, and yet it was someone of a similar age. No, Dario Biladid is only 16 or 17 years old.
Really?
Yeah. She is quality. That is quality. It's just a kid. This is Biladid's daughter. I mean, I started commentating when he was still fighting, so she can't have been around that long. Really, 16 or 17, she's absolute
amazing, isn't
talent.
it?
Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Joanna Ramos of Portugal faces Pope Reka of Hungary. It's Ramos in the white judogi and Pope in blue. Biladid, by the way, just to make sure that we get it absolutely correct, is 16 years old. 16. And looks it in that picture.
Gosh. An amazing world champion.
Cadet world champion. 3 times European champion at juniors and cadet.
That's an amazing.
Just cleans up. The kid's on her way.
16 years of age. By the time the Olympic comes, she'll be coming up
ready.
to 20.
Ready.
Up to 20 years of age. An amazing prodigy.
Just what a, just, you know, great.
So we have Ramos, one of the oldest competitors in this. Well, she is the oldest competitor in this weight category.
How old is she then?
35 years of age.
We said we weren't going to say that. No, I said I wasn't going to say it, but you can say
35
it.
years of age.
An experienced
Very
competitor.
experienced athlete.
I think I'm going to use various adages, to say
The
someone's
maturity.
age. Yeah.
Maturity of a much more mature athlete.
If they get to 30, I'm going to describe them as mature. If they get a little bit older, I'm going to say experienced. And if they get up to 35 or 36, I'm going to say vastly experienced.
A vastly experienced.
The vastly experienced Ramos. Yeah.
And up against Pop, 20 years of age, so 15 years junior.
Just a pup.
Exactly. Can't believe you just said that.
A mere pup. First minute out of the way and just settling in now.
Well, Pup took a silver medal in Baku, so no stranger to being in a final place. Ramos been to 2 Olympic Games. And has had many places, but not so many medals, but quite a few placings.
Was one of those Youth Olympics, though, I think. Pop Brecker, I'm sure it was, one of them was a Youth Olympics.
Well, I think she's got junior European champion and cadet medalist in the Europeans.
Yeah, because, I mean, she's only 20, so to have gone to 2 would have been some going, wouldn't it? Yeah, and it was 2016, so we should see somewhere in here August. Even if she went to 1, we should see 1 lost fight. So maybe she's been to to both Youth Olympics, because we've had 2 Youth Olympics, one in Singapore, and I think she was there. Where was the other one that we had?
For someone so young, she's got an excellent track record at European level and world level, isn't she?
Yeah. And she's just beginning to show some strength and power now. I think that was letting her down before. And technically, a really well-prepared fighter.
Ramos here with the Makikomi scoring a Wazari. And again, once more, attempts it again. Exactly the same technique. Picking up her second Wazari into the Osakomi, 5 seconds in. Still persevering with that. Pop working extremely hard to try and get out. But Ramos, with her vast experience, is knowing how to control this and does so very well. So 52 bronze medal, second of this weight category goes to Ramos, Portugal.
Well, she's salvaged today because there have been a couple of times when she's been up against it and she's managed to pull the irons out of the fire and come up with a bronze medal.
It's not been an easy run through for her. She has some very close matches, especially with Van Stick of Belgium. It was a very lucky call, that one, but got herself through into so now we've got Van Snitch, Belgium, coming up. So again, she's another tough competitor.
Oh, was it Ramos that you were talking about had been to 2 Olympic Games?
Yes.
Must have been. Oh, right. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Pup.
No.
Yeah,
Pup,
yeah.
No. Ramos was that age. Yes, she's been to a couple of Olympic Games.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it was Pup that you'd spoken about. But Ramos, I remember seeing her in London. She was in a very famous story, which is going to take too long to explain, but it has to do with Anne Comey, the Olympic champion, and the Japanese, who lost out twice to Anne Comey, who then ended up winning 3 world titles. Nakamura Misato, that's who it was. Anyway, that's another story. We come now to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Daria Skrbnik of Belarus faces Charlene Van Snick of Belgium. It's Skrbnik in the white judogi, Van Snick in blue.
Skrbnik, 29 years of age, ranked 24th in the world ranking, and just this month took a silver medal in Prague. Back in 2015, at the World Championships, a bronze medal. Van Snick just missed out, had a very tough match with Miranda. Very unlucky there, she fought extremely hard in that semi-final.
Miranda is in the final, so we've got a chance of having a number 1 seed take a gold medal. Mind you, she's got to get past Amandine Bouchard of France. And we were talking earlier on...
Tough one, I think.
We were talking earlier on about Pup having moved up to 52 kilos, and, you know, is she the real thing? Is it the right time for her? Well, she just come out of that 5th place, so, you know, she's making progress. Bouchard is in the final. Skrbnik has applied the Sangaku Gatami here. And Van Snick, pretty much, you know, not an expert, but she favours Nevaza.
Well, that's what
she's already called Mate here. She just lost control of that.
When she changed her direction, she just lost the control in the upper body.
Well, they've had to take the
Wazari off the board.
Wazari off. It's possible that the Osaikomi was incorrectly applied there. And although the scoreboard operator had put it on, the contest judges saw something else. And eventually, when they came to call the Tokita, it was already passed, and we were already, you know, well over the Wazari part, well, 11 or 12 seconds anyway. But three or four of those seconds shouldn't have counted. She should have called Tokita before, and she didn't, so that's why it was taken away. Anyway, Van Snick came out of that Osaikomi unscathed, and there's no score. There's a little under 2 minutes left to go. It was a nice turnover from Skrbnik, but it looked as though Van Snick was out of the Osaikomi earlier than the referee called Mate. Anyway, no score.
What's surprising here is Van Snick is not as dominant in the Newaza, is she, in this time, where in the previous matches she was doing a lot of Newaza and looked very comfortable down there, and she threatened throughout most of her matches in the Newaza.
And in the previous weight, she was really well known, as you know, for her Newaza. Just maybe a little bit of power and a little bit of strength in moving up.
Yes.
You know, she's not able
She's a little
to.
bit apprehensive in this match to venture down there.
Yeah, she's not as dominant at 52 in Nevers as she was in 48. Dimitri Dragan is the coach in the chair for Van Snick. He's all suited up now. Came in a t-shirt earlier on. You know, one of those kind of things that you might see someone casually just wearing in a bar in the evening. He's tidied himself up now for the final block. Looks rather smart in his suit as he gets to his feet, shouting instructions to Charlene Van Snick. She's had quite a few coaches actually as Van Snick. Either she finds the coaches difficult to work with, or
the coaches find her difficult to work with. I would say most cases the coaches find the athletes difficult.
Oh, just missed out there. Scared me. She wasn't really determined for that attack.
Just left herself a little bit short and driving off that back leg. Van Snick still looking very bouncy and lively on the feet. Comes across there, stabbing off that back leg.
She looks better at 52. I mean, more healthy. She does look more healthy. She looked at times a little bit gaunt, and the colour had gone out of her skin when she cut and she made the weight. But now she looks a little bit more comfortable, does Van Snick. Slightly fuller in the face, so just a question of her settling now at the new weight. That almost came up with the turnover. That was so close.
That was very close, and on the bell as well.
Nice work from Van Snick, getting into a good position to execute that counter, but it didn't quite finish.
We're into the golden score now, and there's very little to divide these two apart. Lovely drop,
That was
Sianagi,
nice,
and
yeah.
that's
Caught. Yeah.
literally 14 seconds into golden score.
And it was quick from the Belarusian. She moved into a good position and came. Everything was tight in the top. And once she'd got in there, it was going to be very, very difficult for Van Snick to get off that. She couldn't, and she went over. It was a good score from Skirpnik, proving that she's a quality fighter in the weight category.
Yes.
But for me, it doesn't write off Van Snick. The performance today doesn't say,
performance
you
has
know,
been excellent today, and
she's given it a good go.
well deserved 5th place.
And it's just a matter of time before she really settles in there. Oddly enough, though, we were talking about the competitors who've moved up from 48 to 52 and saying, you know, which ones we should be looking out for. Van Snick was one, Pop was one, and Bouchard was one. They've all been in medal positions.
Yes.
Pup, she's ended up in 5th place. Van Snick has ended up in 5th place. Bouchard is the only one who's going to take away a medal.
For the next 4 years of building up to the Olympic Games, they're actually hitting some very good
Yeah,
targets.
right now, this is good.
High targets.
Yeah,
They're still under the radar. They're
Yeah.
still not a threat, but they're slowly.
they're around there.
They're around. They're hovering around. They're nipping at the heels.
They're not getting
of
knocked
those
out in the
top
first
players
round in the
now.
new weight category. And I think, well, hopefully Dragan is going to be able to say, look, these are the things that I like what you did. These are the things that you're going to have to improve on. And the next step is to medal regularly at Grand Prix level, hit a Grand Slam medal, and then,
Yes.
you know, you hit
When you
the
look
heights.
at someone like Ramos, yes, she got a bronze medal today, but
It's on the back of
the mature athlete that she is,
exceptionally mature athlete that she is.
really mature athlete that she is, coming towards the Olympic Games another year down, it's going to be much
Very,
harder.
very difficult,
It's
yeah.
going to be harder to maintain that level of condition when you've got these youngsters just biting at your heels trying to get those places.
The final of the under 52 kilo category. Erica Miranda of Brazil faces Amandine Bouchard of France. And who have we got in the middle there? Sinisha Skebic of Serbia is in the middle for this one.
Well, we have Miranda
Skrbich, sorry.
in Paris took the 7th place, but Olympic Games in Rio 7th, and in Tbilisi last year was bronze medalist. But my favourite's got to be Bouchard. She's young, she's just moved into the weight category, real hungry athlete, 2nd in Baku, junior world champion 2014, but she's hungry, and she's had a great performance today. So it'll be interesting to see how these two athletes fare against each other.
Yeah, contrasting times in their careers, contrasting styles, and I think it make for an interesting contest.
Well, you think Miranda's she's a mature athlete, 29 years of age.
Okay.
And for me, it's and Bouchard's 21, so there's 8 years of maturity there.
And Asawa Kamara on the right-hand side. We'll see her day after tomorrow. Be her turn when we come to the under 78 kilo category.
Bouchard there with the right hand high collar grip. Not very strong, but then just lost confidence where Miranda just changed that pace slightly. She dropped everything and fell to the ground, so not sure if her confidence is enough here to win this match.
And
just at that body language what you're looking at right now. Again, it was an attack that was playing safe. She let go and hit to the ground rather than try and persevere and keep the grip.
My feeling with that was the initial thought was Tayatoshi. When that broke down, she used the makikomi out,
yes,
you know, as a fail-safe. So, okay, well, I'll have a little go at this, but I'm really trying to protect myself here because I failed with the first technique. And if she'd been a little bit more determined with the first one, I think she'd have rattled Miranda, because she definitely got the turn on her and she was in.
She just doesn't look to
There we go again.
The makikomi.
So she's managing to attack Miranda. They're not getting blocked before Bouchard actually gets in to cause some kind of movement and cause some damage. Hasn't come up with a score yet, Loretta.
I feel that what we're seeing at the moment with Bouchard is that it's like a hit and run. She's just hitting and she's running away rather than setting it up and engaging with the grips.
Full-blooded attack.
Head to head.
Yeah.
She's not doing that. It's like she'll take something, she'll use it, and she'll run out of it. She's got that sleeve, she's in control in there. She doesn't want to engage in the niwaza. Doesn't feel confident down there. Again, another attack, but leaving herself very safe.
Whoops. Just not there for the shimiwaza. Minute 40 odd. Miranda doesn't have to panic here. She's just looking a little bit rushed. And I think the tempo from Bouchard has unsettled Miranda a little bit.
Well, it's that she's not allowed to settle at all. But Bouchard's just hitting her, running, hitting and running, looking very busy, keeping the pace very fast. And it's a bit frustrating out there for Miranda at the moment. She's just wanting to grip up and engage and feel the judo and feel her opponent. She's not actually getting that because it's a little bit scrappy here from Bouchard. She's trying to even pick her up off the niwaza to try and throw her. And Bouchard is just playing safe all the time. Looking busy. Nothing overcomplicated at all. And there's a shido for a leg grab. It just sort of tells that little bit of a story. The hands are down. She's scrapping away and she's trying to keep everything at bay. We saw that earlier.
Yeah, from Silva. In a previous contest,
Previous contest, yeah.
It was a little bit better executed. was Silva's, I think. Miranda missing out there.
Yes, it was a lot more smoother.
Yeah. That was a terrific effort. Yeah.
Excellent.
Great work.
Now that takes the pressure off herself a little bit, but Miranda's now going to come back very strong. She's got nothing to lose here. Well, that's she's left herself.
Yeah, that was across the chin.
Thing is, it was the lack of experience there. It was on the chin, but did you see her hand was just left to flap? Where
hoping that the referee was going to see it.
The referee was going to see it. Well, really, she should have just been getting on with the defence. But again, a silver in Baku.
Yeah.
A gold here in Tbilisi.
Right, so Bouchard now is a genuine player.
Yes.
At 52 kilos. There's no doubt about it now. He just knocked off the number 1 seed here, Erica Miranda, vastly experienced competitor. She's the real deal at 52. And now we come back to that saying that we were talking about earlier on. Now she's got to go back home and clear out the opposition. Yes. So she gets all the picks.
She gets the opportunity to get through.
Yeah. You know, you get given a run out if you're number 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you get some events. Those are the events at which you have to perform. She just has.
Oh, definitely. And it's consistent. There's
nice
consistency
score
in her performance. 2 events back to back. Can't ask any more than that.
Just that initial touch with the foot knocks Miranda off her balance, and she finishes off nicely with the top half. See, it's the attack on the leg that makes Miranda move. She has to defend that, and she moves nicely to the position where Bouchard can execute that technique. We've got the men in the under 60 kilo category lined up at the far end of the competition hall, ready for the awarding ceremony. Let's go down there and see who it is that's going to be taking to the podium. Bronze medals go first of all to Islam Yashuev of Russia, to Felipe Pelim of Brazil. Silver medal goes to the number 1 seed here, Amiran Papianashvili of Georgia. The gold medal goes to Luhumi Chukvimiani of Georgia. Well, it's been a few years since we've been to Tbilisi and seen a clean sweep on the podium. All 4 medals going to Georgia. It has happened here, but not today. 2 for the Georgians, gold and silver. I think Japan, Korea, Georgia are the countries that come to mind who've had clean sweeps at the top level. And now the national anthem of Georgia. Tariel Tchikishvili, the Minister for Sport, was assisting David Kefkishvili with the presentations there. I said to him yesterday, are you going to come and see some judo, or are you just turning up to do, the official opening? He said, no, I'll be there when we're taking the medals.
We're taking the medals.
Yeah, he was right.
He
was right.
He's got a few more medals that they're going to be taking as well, I think.
The first of the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category. Sergiu Olenic of Portugal faces Jakub Shamilov of Russia. It's Olenic in the white judogi, Shamilov in blue.
Well, world ranking, Olenic 13, Shamilov.
He's an experienced
20.
competitor.
Very experienced competitor. But for men, not so experienced. There's quite a lot of the men that have long careers here.
Amiran Toitikashvili is the referee in the middle for this one. Formerly an under 60 kilo fighter. He's put on a few pounds since then.
Well, here we have Shamilov there, just in that picture. He's been very impressive today. This is going to be an interesting match.
Oh yeah, nice turn.
Great combination there,
Yeah.
Lovely attack. Morote into, I think there was hooking in for the Ochigari. I'm not sure
whether he caught him. The
did
top
he
half
catch
did.
the leg?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think he did with the leg, but the top half did.
Sienagi. No, it was just pure upper body control. Lovely, and he pinned his opponent. So close to being upon.
Yeah, got to give him a score for that though. And he definitely reacted as far as a combination is concerned. He meant to take him backwards. The fact that he missed the leg is by the by now. He still had enough in the top half to take control of him on the way down.
With drop knee Tayatoshi, we saw that a little bit earlier on today as well. So a great start for the Russian. Good strong grip there from Shamilov. Now working away into the Niwaza, looking for an opportunity down there. Not sure if there is anything. The referee calls Matty, obviously believes that too. Olenic there now picking up the first Shido. Really hasn't got into this match at all yet. I think it's been a bit of a whirlwind from the Russian, who's just constantly engaging and first attack. He's thrown in some very strong throwing techniques. Sienagi to the Ouchi, that dropped Tayatoshi, so Shamilov really controlling this contest.
He was looking to go there again, wasn't he?
Yes, his left hand high collar grip, drawing the head down, getting the reaction and hooking in with the Ouchigari.
There's another fighter there looking up at the referee, Shamilov, for a moment, asking for a score. You know, there's something else to concentrate on. You know, get on with that. The score comes, it's going to come because the referee and the two contest judges think it's worth a score. It's not going to come because you've pleaded for it. It's not going to help your case. Concentrate on the man in front of you, or the fighter in front of you.
And the one thing, a referee doesn't want to be told how to do his job. And as an athlete, you should learn that very quickly.
Better not do that, yeah. Shamilov leads by Wazari with 1 minute and 50 odd left to go.
Real head-to-head here at this moment.
Shamilov's okay with that. You know, he hasn't burned a single Shido. He leads by Wazari. There's a minute and a half left to go. If he's got to bump heads with Oljanic for a bit, he'll do it, because every second brings him closer to that bronze medal.
Oljanic there looking at that sleeve, controlling. Well, while controlling, he can't really do much at all. He'll pick up the next Shido again. This time, Shamilov. I thought this was going to go both ways this time. Neither one of them were really putting in any attacks.
It was Shamilov who was more negative. Oljanic was looking for a grip from which he could do something, but Shamilov was quite happy just to frustrate him and make him look awkward and negative.
That was a very poor drop there from Oljanic.
Yeah, he's finding it difficult to break Shamilov down, isn't he?
Shamilov there has got that sleeve. Again, out, very strong. You can see it's written all over his face. He's totally frustrated now.
Yeah, they've
well,
spotted
he's
him.
got to be very careful now. Still plenty of time to pick up.
Oh, can take him off that side. Oh.
But it just shows you how he was just coasting.
Yeah.
He wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't really wanting to do anything. And now he's got to this stage that he's just got to step it up to the next gear. Another Wazari there.
So he's got the stuff there.
He's definitely got the judo, and he's got the ability to win. He was just being a little bit lazy. He got that score and was just hanging on to it and couldn't be bothered to engage in it. And now that he's in that position that he's got to go for it, he made it look effortless.
Jakub Shamilov obviously delighted there. I wonder if that means that he's going to get another trip at the end of the month, or later on in the month, out to Warsaw when the Russians send their European Championship team. I'm not sure if they've already had to pick that. I don't know when the deadline is for inscriptions. I know who would know, though. Our chief would know, wouldn't he?
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
he would. And if he was really on the ball, he would tell us. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Definitely would.
He just shook his head. Find out yourself, he said. Right, Jakub Shamilov of Russia takes the bronze medal over Sergiu Oljanic of Portugal. We'll have a look at some highlights, and then we'll be back with the second of the bronze medal contests. We come now to the second of the bronze medal contests. Matjaž Poliak of Slovakia faces Charles Chibana of Brazil. It's Poliak in the white judogi, Chibana in blue.
Well, there is a little bit difference here with the world ranking 209. The ranking is with Polak. Not as experienced as the Brazilian. Chibana. Well, Polak in the white, representing Slovak, and Chibana in the blue, representing Brazil. Chibana on paper the stronger of the two, ranked 17th in the world.
I believe the deadline for the inscription that I was talking about with the European Championships is today.
Oh, right.
31st of March, because we're 20 days away from the event, which our chief says is 20 days. So today's the day. Maybe it was his last chance and that was the big celebration.
All right.
Could be.
Be interesting to find out. Well, Polak starts very strong here. Oh, lovely Uchimata.
Wow,
there.
again.
Well, there seemed to be a bit of a break in the viewing of that. Just got the end of it though with the Uchimata.
So did Polyak.
Definitely.
You won't want to see it again. Chibana will put that in his highlights reel, but Polyak will just, as Loretta said earlier, I'll just put that in the bag and forget it.
Forget that I've actually done that. Well, that was very sweetly done.
He has thrown beautifully
He's
today, has
been very
Chibana.
impressive.
And we'll have a look at that in the highlights.
Let's see there. Did the Koji Uchimata counter, but then the hips went through. More like the Ogoshi than the actual Uchimata. The leg didn't really come up.
He gave it a little bit. I'll go with your first call. Uchimata's
Yes,
a good
Uchimata.
one.
He lifted it there. Yep. Oh yeah, it was right at the end. Hips came through and then the leg came up afterwards.
It makes it really easy once the hips have done the lift
Yes.
to then have the leg as the finish. Yeah. Right, Anzur Adanov, Mikhail Pulyaev, Kamal Khan Magomedov, all head Yakub Shamilov on the under 66 kilo category ranking in Russia. So one of them has got to go. Maybe they'll send two at 66. We shall see. Anyway, we come now to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Lasha Guinashvili of Georgia faces Davidosh Temurkhaleg of Mongolia. It's Guinashvili in the white judogi, Davidosh in blue. Davidosh still got that head, his head
Yeah, well,
heavily bandaged.
that's right. It looks to
from
me
the
that
clash.
He's had a real war today.
And now in the middle
Number
again,
two- number
Sharon
two
Landstreet, a final. Referee in the final, no less. Sharon, you've hit the big time. Good for you, kid. Well done.
It's nice to see some lady referees out there in those finals.
There's a heavily bandaged Davidosh. He came to have some treatment just as the final block began. That was about 25 minutes ago, half an hour maybe. He had time. So I hope he's ready for this. Guinashvili straight into the lunge there. Not hanging about.
Oh, he'll be desperate to get this win in home soil. Davidoff, the number 2 seed in this competition.
Davidovich penalised for holding on to one side of the judogi jacket with both hands for too long. He can take that grip, but he's got to attack right away.
Straight away.
Yeah. I like that idea. Any grip you like. I don't care what it is. You can take any grip as long as you use it. The only grip that is still penalised immediately is the fingers inside, and even the leg is only a shido. You just get shidoed for that.
Well, fingers inside, it's a safety thing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And it's also because it's virtually impossible to break off. This one you can. This one, when it goes inside, it's such a powerful grip. And now it's Yunashvili who picks up a penalty.
Oh, 1 minute you loved, the next minute you hated. She was getting all the claps when she gave the Mongolian a
I was going to say that, yeah. Well, and then they cancelled it.
Yeah.
Her teammate said, no, it's too much flack. Let's cancel it.
Oh, we want to go home.
Yunashvili can't hang around here because Davdorj is an extremely difficult and
he looks as if the Mongolian looks as if he's struggling a bit to see that bandage is over his eye, and it's causing a few problems there. It's got to be really unsettling to have something like that on your head, and quite painful if it's that bad.
No, he's squinting, isn't he? His eyesight is really impaired. Chance for the Makikomi, he didn't come off. And now Davdorj getting in nice and close here.
And this is where he feels really comfortable when he gets that close onto the belt, drawing the hips up.
It's definitely slowed him down though. Pushing at that bandage again.
There,
nice counter. Good score. Yeah.
Lovely attack there.
Felt that coming, blocked it, took it over, came up with a counter.
Blocked.
Yeah.
And then changed direction. So Davdorj there with the Wazari up. 1 minute left.
Davdorj a little bit too long on the belt, but just in time took the hand off. There he goes again.
Again too long and lets it go.
Took it, yeah.
Knows how long to keep it, but it's that belt grip he's very successful with, and he comes in with the hips throw and the kosotas off it. But
remember, there's no 5-second rule on the belt, as there had been before. Take it, use it right away. Loretta,
yes,
go on, sorry.
Lovely drop Sianagi there as well. Well, 37 seconds left in this contest. Davdorj has done extremely well and is maintaining that lead quite comfortably. Yunashvili really doesn't seem to have much to come back with.
Messed with the Sutemi Waza.
Georgian looking a little bit frustrated out there. Davdorj, the even strong defensive arm. That's a Shido there.
Yeah.
Well, the Mongolian's got to put some work in now.
He'll get another one. That's it. He's lost it. Got absolutely no. There was
Got no comeback from that. That was a very, very silly error.
And I tell you what, Sharon Landstreet didn't wait around to hear it in her ear.
No.
He was still getting up, and she was giving him the penalty. She's,
Enough's enough.
They never want to give 3 penalties, and then against someone who's already scored. But she had zero choice. There was absolutely no choice.
Well, some good bit of refereeing there as well.
Yeah. Davdorj doesn't like it. He's bowed, and now he's given an extended bow to the podium. They might have a word with him after this.
Yeah. Well, he threw it away himself.
He did it himself.
He's only got himself
Yeah.
to blame on that one.
And even the coach is telling him, the Mongolian coach is telling him that. Yeah. To the Mongolian coach's credit, he stood there berating Davidov instead of, arguing with the officials. He went straight to his man and said, "It's your fault. You gave that one away." Right, we come to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category now. First of the bronze medals goes to Daria Skierpnik of Belarus, and then to Joanna Ramos of Portugal, a vastly experienced fighter. Erica Miranda is the silver medalist. The gold medal goes to Amandine Bouchard of France. Davidov, in the very, very last seconds, put in that attack, and it all came unstuck. And now the national anthem of France. Some of the French team watching on, Olympic champion Lucy Decosse now coaching for France, sandwiched between Madeleine Malonga and Hamasawa Kamara, who we'll see on Sunday. Both Malonga and Sama Kamara will be competing on Sunday in the under 78 kilo category. And that is in the absence of Audrey Chomio. What a weight category that they've got.
Scary, isn't it? Absolutely scary.
Olympic silver medalist and former world champion has got those two breathing down her neck. Right, the first of the bronze medal contests in the last of the weight categories that we've got for you today. Seregbata Kulan of Mongolia faces Margriet Bergstra of the Netherlands. It's the under 57 kilo category. Kostonyi Balash of Hungary is the referee in the middle for this one. It'll be Seregbata in the white judogi, Bergstra in blue.
Serabata, they're first to engage in this contest. Bergstra looking a little bit apprehensive there. Good strong lapel grip there, left hand on. Controlling quite nicely though with Bergstra. Just keeping an inside grip, holding onto that sleeve quite easily. As she hooks him with the Uchimata. And Bergstra with the left hand on that lapel, taking that sleeve grip once more. Looking to dominate it quite nicely, hooking him with the Uchimata, driving off to the side. Serabata still to put an attack in. See that right hand high on the shoulder. Looking for the rear attack.
Yeah, 2 penalties against Seregbata. Almost, yeah, I think they'll score there, yeah.
Uchimata into the Makakomi. Definitely a score.
Rolled that through, didn't she?
She's been threatened that 3 times now. She's actually showed that Uchimata. Finishing it off. Gets that sleeve quite comfortably every time. Lovely counter there, but just sadly didn't get the full rotation at the end. Bergstra out there, hooking once more the Uchimata. This time just falling on her face, didn't have that lift or power. So 1 minute left in this contest. Serabata there just on that drop. Not as convincing. She's got to be very careful there. She's got 2 Shidos already. 1 more would result in the Hansakamaki. Serabata just really can't get past that strong left defense grip Bergstra has got. It's been the major stumbling block for the Mongolian. Now opts to take that left sleeve. So half a minute left. Bergstra taking the first Shido. Really all she needs to do in the last 13 seconds is just to stay strong, good grips, or even now work the Niwaza. So 1 second to go. It's Bergstrag that will take this bronze medal back to Holland. And won this match very comfortably.
Well, it's going to be Bergstra's first ever IJF medal. The 23-year-old Dutch fighter comes away with a bronze medal. She's had to battle pretty hard as well today to do that.
That last match looked her easiest match that she's had today.
She's managed that well. Yeah, came up with a good score, and then after that it was not plain sailing, but she was in control, in good control.
The time.
Margriet Bergstra. Good for her. That'll help to lift her up the IJF ranking list, getting a medal there. She started today down in 80th, ranked number 80.
Well, she'll move
but
up
if
a
she
few
move up a
notches.
few now, I mean, she can leapfrog quite a number of them. There are the highlights from this one.
Uchimata there into the Makakomi, continuing through into the Niwaza. Once more, Uchimata. And that cheeky look from the coach there.
As though I told you could do it. They always
Just
know,
looking
don't
at
they?
you.
Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contests now. Evelina Ilieva of Bulgaria faces Natalia Golomidova of Russia. It's Ilieva in the white judogi, Golomidova in blue. In the middle for this one, Siniša Skrbic of Serbia. Saw him earlier on. Let's look at Golomidova. She's got a cut on her left temple. A bit of a scratch there. Ilieva looks
very stern and very
untouched, clean, ready to go.
She's up for this one.
Or unscathed, I should say. Unscathed, that's what I meant. She's
Very,
a
very
quality fighter, Ilieva. Very, very difficult competitor. And Golomidova looked good today. She surprised me, to be honest.
Very strong there in the grips. Ilieva straight into the Niwaza, piling on the pressure there.
Golomidova lost out in the semi-final to the Olympic champion Rafaela Silva. No shame in that. And that put her in this semi-final. In this bronze medal contest. It's a tough one, Ilieva. She's a good competitor. Number 2 seed as well. It's worked out. Oh, nice counter. Good turn. Ilieva was flat-footed there and got caught, and now the Russian leads by Wazari with 3 minutes to go. I was just going to say, it'd be so unfortunate for Golomidova to have come in here, lost to the Olympic champion and number 1 seed in the semi-final, and then in the bronze medal contest, you got to fight the number 2 seed.
She's had a really tough run through.
Nice Ashiwaza.
Lovely Ashiwaza, beautifully done. Following through, so precise there, and then following into the Niwaza.
Well, the under 57 kilo category place for me in Russia is up for grabs. I've never put a great deal of store by Irina Zabludina, with the greatest of respect to her. I'm really sorry. Just, hasn't happened. She's been around
She's
for
been
a
there
bit.
for a long time,
Yeah,
and she's never been consistent, has she? And
and
missed out on some really sort of great opportunities as well throughout her time.
Anastasia Konkina's still young. She may not do it. Daria Mezhetskaya, she's still young. There are issues about, you know, height and body type and movement and all sorts of things that Mezhetskaya's got to work through. And Golomidova, young too, and maybe they can make something work for her in this weight category.
21 years of age. And
Yeah, good physique.
under
Good.
23
Yeah,
Europeans got a bronze medal last year, so
looks good.
she's already hitting some targets at a very young age. And Ilieva, European Championships last year, took the silver medal.
But the thing is that they're young
Very
hopes.
close. They're both 20. Well, Bulgarian, she's 25 years of age, still young. Come the Olympic Games, she's going to be 28, 29.
They're young hopes. The Russian young hopes for women don't seem to stay around and have the same kind of longevity as their women. She's caught there, couldn't get off that.
It was a nice attack there. Oso to Makakomi. Nicely wrapped, followed through very tightly. That was a nice throw there. So this evens it up with a minute and a half left in this contest. Ilieva, for me, has looked the stronger throughout the day. There's the arm lock coming in. Well, 45 seconds left. Wazaria piece. Well, just seconds left, and it's looking like this could go to golden score. It's been a real battle out there. Oh, yes.
Another good one.
Goodness, that was just so close. There was an opportunity there, and she lost out just in that last second. Just lost control.
Golomidova's having to dig really deep here because Ilieva's the one with the experience. She's been around that little bit longer. She's fought at this kind of level on a regular basis now for a number of years. So it's the Russian who's a little bit not out of her depth, but is going to find this a slightly odd situation.
She looks more comfortable out there, the Bulgarian.
Yeah.
She really does. She's taken this in a stride. She's come back from trailing to Wazari and brought that back into line, and it just kept the pressure on. And then that last little effort there was almost enough to win her the match. And again, you've got it. Oh! Well, that was a lovely counter there by the Russian. To me, it looked like a score, but they've let it go. But it was a great counter. Russian there, she throws that left hand in the collar.
Now
Gives it
that will
Chimata.
score, yeah.
That's it, definitely. That was actually better than the first throw that she put in. Well,
What a look.
that was a face that said
And
it all. If
you can see what direction she's had a look in. But you know something? Oddly enough, when she was looking over, now that I see where Ilieva was and what she was doing, in the context of the contest, if she'd been standing up and she'd given her that look, I'd have thought one thing. But because she was lying down and she was walking back to a spot and she had to look over, I think it was more of a, yeah, I'm glad that I've won, but are you okay? You know, she had to look back. It wasn't concern. It was like, okay. And then when she got back to where she was, she had another look over. Good
just
for
that
her.
natural look, sort of a good judo face is what
Yeah,
I would call
yeah.
that. Shows no emotion.
Yeah.
Just in a way,
Straight.
it looks a bit
Yeah.
of an arrogance.
Yeah,
but
and
it's
it
a
wasn't.
way to
Yeah,
block
yeah.
out so that you can't give any percentage to your opponent.
Yeah, yeah. Game face.
A game face. A wonderful game face. Well, this is going to be a very interesting one. Zabelina.
Right, now we've spoken about the
Yes.
placings and everything, and Golomidova has sort of thrown down the gauntlet a little bit.
That's
Zabludida,
right.
having made it to the final, is saying, hey, good luck with your bronze medal, but I'm in the final, pal, you know, and I can still do something here. Her only difficulty is,
But if she loses, because she loses a gold medal,
well,
you win.
yeah,
See, that's always the difficulty.
yeah, you win the
because
bronze, but you
win a
lose the
bronze
silver. You
and
lose the
silver.
gold. You
Yeah,
lose the
you
gold.
lose the
Sorry, yeah,
gold.
yeah.
And so you don't exactly win, do you? You lose in the final.
Only
so for
thing
me,
is
the bronze
she's up
a
against
harder
Rafaela
medal.
Silva, Olympic champion. So for me, I'm thinking there's a little bit of compensation in this if I lose, because I'm in the final. And if I do lose, I'm losing to the Olympic champion.
But she also lost to her in the quarterfinals.
Who did?
The Russian.
Golomidova lost to Silva.
She lost to silver as well, so they would have both.
Both ended
to
up
the same
losing her.
same
But Loretta's
athlete.
right. You never, you don't win a silver. You don't win a silver medal.
Yes.
You do if you're running a race. You know, you win the silver medal. But in judo, you get given the silver medal having lost a contest. Everything else
It's
you win.
when you
Yeah.
really look at it, is it like an equivalent to that bronze medal? In fact, sometimes we all say
You get on a high. You're on a high when you win the bronze. Yeah.
bronze medal is so hard to win.
Yeah.
Because you've just had to get over the disappointment of not getting in that final, especially in the semi-final.
And
If you go into a bronze medal final and then have to win that after knowing that you were so close to getting to the final.
and Golomidova's came through the repechage as well.
She's come through the repechage. Well, she automatically went down.
Oh,
so
was
she
it in the
had
semi-final
so
that
it
she
was the
lost? Yeah,
semi-final,
yeah.
so she
Beg
lost
your
to get
pardon.
into the
Yeah,
final.
yeah.
But even then, that disappointment of not getting into the final.
Then having to come back
Then
up.
having
It
to
is
build
harder.
herself.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Very
Yeah,
tough.
It is harder.
Been there a few times.
Oh dear, yeah.
Not nice.
Actually, the occasions when it's happened to me, I've been absolutely glad to win a bronze medal. 'Cause you go out a winner, don't you?
Yes.
But Zabludina could really do herself a favour here. If she can upset the odds, because I think the odds are with
Definitely for
Rafaela
silver.
Silva.
Oh,
She
that
goes for the arm lock again. This looks a little bit more dangerous.
It looks like she's got it there, but that leg over the
Yeah.
top's going to cause her a few problems. But she's
Oops.
still persevering with it.
No, done now.
The
Good turn
Russians
as
are
well.
strong,
Yeah.
though they are very, very strong girls. Well, if Zabludina wins this, then obviously she's beaten silver and her teammate lost. So it cuts out the argument,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
it, really?
Yeah. Silva was just about to look for the Koso Dagaki there. But it's Zabludina who picks up the penalty. Yeah, final block's gone a little over 2 hours. He goes for the arm lock again.
Once more.
Really wants to try and bring that leg down and bring Zabludina down. He's had his turn. Got his bronze medal.
The Brazilians
Tucked
have done
away,
very
yeah.
well today.
Ooh,
That was a nice point.
yeah. Now it's Zabludina's turn to work on the arm.
And she's working.
Oh, here we go. Look
that's
out.
Very nicely.
Legs underneath. Oh no, it's on
Legs are
top.
too
Here we go. Yeah.
Needs to correct those
Yep.
legs, but you can see the leg.
Oh, it's coming out.
Oh,
Cross.
needs to dig
Yes.
in a bit more.
Yes. Unbelievable. And all questions answered as far as Loretta was saying. No argument now.
It was a nice turnover.
Take that.
An excellent execution of the Jujikatami,
Yep.
and it looks like Silva maybe held on that
A little bit too long. You don't want to be.
She does look in trouble, which is sad to see.
All sorts of problems.
Oh. Well, that was a very good win there. Well,
Zabludina.
Zabludina,
Guess we'll be seeing her in Warsaw then.
definitely. Well, hopefully for Silva it's not too serious. But she did definitely look uncomfortable there. Power that was generating coming through that arm. She held on just far too long.
Yes. Irina Zabludina, having dodged the Jujikatami on 2 occasions herself, turned around and said, hey, if you can do it, I can do it better. Everything from here was really done well.
Oh yeah, look at that turnover. Those legs a little bit scrappy
Yeah,
there at that point.
just that bit, yeah.
She corrected it.
Yeah.
And then what she did, there was the sneaky little turn to the side,
Yeah.
and it was a sort of a circling motion with the arm. She didn't take it directly back. She swung around and then brought it in. Maybe that's where the little twinge went on to the elbow. Oh, she looks very happy there. So it was a nice finish.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for men in the under 66 kilo category. And the medals are being awarded by IJF Sport Director Florin Daniel Laskow. Charles Chibana receives his bronze medal, as does Jakub Shamilov, Brazilian, and then the Russian. And silver medal goes to Davidosh Tumuchileg of Mongolia. And the gold medal goes to Lasha Guinashvili of Georgia. And now the national anthem of Georgia.
Both the men's categories went to the Georgians today. Okay, we could reasonably have expected that kind of performance from Amiran Papinashvili. He was the number 1 seed, but his teammate turned him over and took it. So it was a different Georgian that hit the headlines. Dovdan Altınsuk was the number 1 seed in the under 66 kilo category. Davdos Temirkeleg was the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed was Baruch Shmailov of Israel, and the number 4 seed was Sergio Olienic of Portugal, but it wasn't any of them that hit the top spot. It was Lasha Guyanashvili who upset all the odds and took the gold medal. We've got one more awarding ceremony to bring us in the under 57 kilo category. I hope that Rafaela Silva is going to be able to make it out, but she looked in some degree of discomfort after her final. Your pick for today, what have you seen that you thought was, memorable? You can look at the final results there. Chukvimiani in the under 60 kilo category, Guyanashvili maybe in the under 66s, or you're going to go for Koyama in the under 48s.
Yeah, someone that just keeps staying fresh in my mind. But Bouchard as well, I think she was very impressive, a young athlete that's coming through, and 2 medals now in Grand Prix back to back.
Zabludina upsetting the Olympic champion. It's not a bad effort. We could have a look and see how she did it. Ippon in the first contest against the Hungarian, Wazari in contest 2 against Janashvili, the Georgian, 2 Wazaris against Bergstra in the semi-final, and then Ippon with that Judy Gatami in the final. So 2 Ippons, 3 Wazaris from Zabludina in her 4 contests, but I'm going to go for Shukvimiani, and the reason that I'm going to go for Shukvimiani is he ended up with 5 contests, 3 Ippons and 5 Wazaris. So that's not a bad day.
No, it isn't.
Beat the number 1 seed
really well
in the final as well, and the number 2 seed in the semi-final. That's a pretty good going, I think. Chukvimiani for me.
He went against the odds, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's performed on the day. Home crowd does help, makes a massive difference. But Pelim as well for me was a good effort. Good effort today. He fought extremely well. I was really impressed with his performance. Papinashvili again. For me, I thought he fought well. Just unfortunate against his. I'm just trying, but I think to me the ones that have really stayed fresh in my mind is the ladies' weight categories. 48s.
Yep.
Definitely.
Koyama,
52 and 52.
Bouchard taking it in 52.
The 52 and 48s were the 2 that I thought were very impressive. They're young athletes coming through, and they're showing real, true promising.
And I have to
the Olympic Games.
I have to say Zabludina, because I was so disparaging about her, saying she's never done anything.
Yeah, that's right. You ate your words, didn't you, on that one?
The bronze medals are being presented by the International Judo Federation head refereeing director Jan Schneiders, and Natalia Golomidova received her medal, the bronze medal, as did Marguerite Bergstra of the Netherlands. Silver medal goes to a very spirited Rafaela Silva, who manages to come out despite being in some degree of pain with that right arm. But the gold medal goes to Irina Zabludina of Russia, me having eaten my words then.
A bit of Niwaza there was very impressive. It really was.
We shall be back tomorrow with more action from day 2 of the Tbilisi Grand Prix, when we'll bring you 4 more weight categories, 2 men, 2 women. It'll be the under 63 and under 70 kilo categories for women. It'll be the under 73 and under 81 kilo categories for men. But from Loretta Kusat-Doyle and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.